All right, you got kids like mine, teenagers, a little older. There was this huge show on Nickelodeon called Big Time Rush. I watched a lot of it. Now, one of its stars, James Manslow, is using music. And Maslow wants to change the minds and hearts of people who spewed what he called vitriol and lies about Israel and the Jewish people after October 7th. So he teamed up with a popular Israeli singer and Israeli rapper to record a single called Always on My Mind, okay? The release will commemorate the 2-year anniversary of October 7th.
Lights go by in different places, but the moon will rise. And through the phases we see eye to eye and face the changes, knowing one thing will stay the same. You're always on my mind.
Now, he's always been wildly talented, but it's a really interesting chance he's taking, in my opinion. So James Manslow joins us now. Mr. Maslow, thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time. I don't usually let people as wildly more handsome than me as you are come on this show. We have a rule, but I'll break it because you are doing something that I think is, it's all right, James. You know, it's because of the issue. And I respect so much you doing something that is so risky in our current culture and climate. You are aware of this. How do you negotiate the risk? Why are you doing this? What do you want to come from it?
Well, it's saddening and upsetting to acknowledge that it's risky. I'm aware that it is, but it simply shouldn't be. Standing up for Judaism, standing against anti-Semitism, and standing up for Israel shouldn't be something that's so controversial and so politicized. But you and I both know that it has been. And that's a big part of the reason why I am. So much of what is propagated out there and what is regurgitated and frankly just what is posted and tweeted about is inaccurate at best and blatantly untrue at worst. And a lot of this, from apartheid to you name it, can simply be solved if someone were to simply take a trip to Israel. And that's something that I have done multiple times. And so I wanted to showcase creating a song to show the beautiful sides of Israel, the diversity, the acceptance, and all the things that I know to be true about it because I have been over there, shooting the video over there, to utilize this as hopefully a bridge to bring a bit of a better light to Israel, to Judaism, and hopefully start a conversation where people may realize, oh, wait a second, I may not have all the facts or I might be being misled right now.
How do you feel about the idea of holding two thoughts in your mind at the same time, that Israel has the right to defend itself and what's happening in Gaza has been too much for too long? How do you balance the equities?
First of all, I agree with both of those. And I think most people, dare I say the silent majority of us, will agree with both of those. I don't think that it's fair for me or even a lot of us to weigh in on the strategies of war, a horribly unfortunate war that started on October 7th. Having said that, it's crazy to attack a country who's defending themselves and to this day still trying to get their own hostages and their own people back home. So I, like a lot of people, I'm so hopeful that the hostages are returned and that this war is over. It's been too long. It should be, and I pray that it's over in a matter of moments, maybe the next hours or coming days, God willing. But the truth is, that is when a lot of the work needs to start. It needs to happen. Since October 7th, we as a country and as this world have normalized a hate towards each other. We have normalized anti-Semitism to the likes of which I never thought that I would see in my life. And that's not okay, and that's why I created this song, and that's why I'm here today and why I'm standing up. I will stand up against anti-Semitism, and I will stand up in an attempt to have a conversation with all sides to normalize having conversations again. It's something I feel that we've lost, and that's a shame.
What's your favorite part of the song?
My favorite part of the song is actually the post, where you're always on my mind, and the my are on what they call ones and twos. And it's something that I didn't write initially. I wrote the hook to be a little bit different, and then I actually collaborated with an amazing Israeli producer named Itai Shimoni. And that was one of his first contributions. He came in and he said, hey, if you want this to resonate in the Middle East and be more of a world music, which was the intention, change this to that, and it blew my mind. It made the song so much more unique and exciting for me.
The people who love and care about you and your career, how did you convince them that this was worth what may come with it?
You know, the people who love and care about me were the ones convincing me that this is the right thing to do. I have to give my dad a lot of love and a lot of credit. I first went back over to Israel. I'd been a couple of times before. This was in November of 2023, about a month after the war started. And obviously, I had a lot of hesitancies for a lot of the obvious reasons. But when I put it to my dad, he said, James, I know you. And I know if you believe you can do good and you still don't go, you will regret that for the rest of your life. And so I did. And since then, anybody who truly knows me, knows where my heart lies, knows that I am doing my best to bring people together. That's always been my message, unification, focusing on our commonalities and not our differences. And anybody who feels differently, I truly don't think knows me very well at all.
Where can they get it and when?
On My Mind, it's out now. It just came out on Friday. So it's streaming everywhere, and the video is on YouTube. Just go to YouTube/James Manslow. Or just look up James Manslow On My Mind. Shachar Saul is the rapper, Maya Dadan is the pop star. So if you've never heard Hebrew, or if you have and you want to listen to English and Hebrew, it has some beautiful parts in there that you can listen to.
All right, I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you doing it with me. Let me know how I can help and how it goes going forward. I wish you all good things.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on tonight.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.